7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're on. Welcome,
Bam.
everybody. Yes, like magic. Welcome to IFB at the Fleet Broadcasting, our pop culture 70s, 80s, and now show. We are New York Pete,
And now.
and of course, the Tipsy Toaster. Whoop, the Tipsy Toaster.
We'll get it right.
Oh yeah,
Welcome,
we're gonna have a
everybody.
great show
Great to
tonight.
have you on
Everybody
board.
is going to have a blast with us. We have Tiny Bean is gonna come on first, and then we're gonna have Dr. McAuley and John Peel, and then a Star Trek update with the Admiral. Bran is gonna come on and give us, the inside outs of Star Trek and the cons that he's doing and all that. And then we're gonna have John One, and he's gonna wrap things up for us and give us some insights on some of the things he's been, checking up on and going. He's got his finger on the pulse when it comes to local cons and some of the other things and the comic book shops and TV and some of his movies and things that he's on top of in his own way. So looking forward to having everybody here. It's good to be back. Tipsy, how are you?
Outstanding. It has been, what's 2 weeks since you came on last?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
We've had technical difficulties because your base star was landed over
Yeah,
there on the
no,
left
no,
coast
no,
somewhere.
no. My
Your
shuttle, my
shuttle.
colonial shuttle had some issues, but that's okay. And so let's just make one quick public service announcement before we jump right in.
Sure, I'll
And
start off. Cylons rule colonial stroll.
okay, you know what?
That's
Since you
not,
said
that's
it
not
that
the
way,
announcement?
it's not the announcement, but just wanted to just throw this out right now. We are prepped and we are good to make this announcement as of today. We're really proud to announce that XG3 Productions is working together with none other than Glenn Eric Larson on an original IP project for hopefully television. And we'll keep you posted as things happen. So for now, we'll leave it at that. And we do have a couple. I guess that we could just also mention the Stranded Warrior is officially out in the festival circuit, but more importantly, we're inviting a couple of eyes to look at a
Yes.
test screening. We have a test screening
Yep.
that'll be coming up soon, and
For the
so
producers,
guys,
yeah.
yep, just that we have there's a little pecking order where we're doing test screenings so that we can see if there's any touch-ups and the like that need to be done. So stay tuned, guys. Watch your emails for
Cast,
updates.
producers, and
Yep,
everybody else.
cast,
Keep
producers,
keep an eyeball open.
Kickstarters. Yep, it's all
We
happening.
will,
So
unfortunately, we can't give you a copy of it. That's not going to happen. So, but we can let you watch it.
and we will be sending out the original PDFs of
Yep.
the script, the full script, the original script that we went into. Well, no, we didn't go into production. It was pre-production. The pre-production, final revised screenplay,
Yep.
and then we
And
had
that
to
one
cut it
includes
off. So,
the other part, right?
yep, it
Yeah.
includes the other part of it. So
Which
you
we didn't
guys will
film.
be
Yeah.
those of you that were involved in the Kickstarter, you'll get a copy of that. That's coming. So Rick and Erica, Chuck, thank you for tuning in. Bert, of course, and Rob Baum and Chris Laskowski from Down Under. Let's see, Sean, of course, Battlestar Bulletin Board. I hope all you guys are following Sean. He's been putting up some awesome, new fan fiction that he's writing himself, plus his normal, articles from various magazines that are out there on Battlestar Galactica 1978, which is phenomenal. Thank you for doing what you do, Sean. And let's see. Erica, you'll be coming on for another briefing, another Battlestar fan club briefing soon. So that's cool. Baz from Down Under is with us as well. Baz, thank you for tuning in. Superfan Fran is there also. I know there's a couple of others out there, but I like mentioning, I like to just point out who's up and who's with us. I'm on Facebook. I know that Tipsy Toaster is monitoring the other channels. And
Actually, you look off to the right, you can see we got YouTube up there. So,
oh yes,
Yeah.
because remember, if we only get about 3.5 weeks of archive on Meta Facebook, but we have it on YouTube, right? So
Yep.
we stream live on both, but YouTube now takes down all of the live broadcast. That's okay.
And
Just go to
Facebook's
YouTube.
been a little bit of a pain in the butt in regards to the last broadcast when we had Jack on and we watched some of the shows, and even though it's permissible, they still pinged it, so I had to put in
request.
the request to stop.
Yeah, but it's all on YouTube. All on YouTube.
All on YouTube,
Phenomenal numbers, Tipsy. All our numbers are, I would say, I mean, we look at these things because we have to, being that we do the live show. Our numbers in the last 6 months have been phenomenal. We are very happy and proud. Fans fuel the fleet, so it's time for us to toast.
Yes. Has Tiny Bean got anything today?
Tiny Bean always has a little bit of adult beverage.
Box wine?
Hey, whatever. Yeah, it works.
Whatever works, guys.
Whatever works. And Pete's doing tea again. He's a teetotaler.
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Me, tonight, I am going to save the galaxy.
Save the galaxy. Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that
Look
picture,
at
too.
that.
That's kind of cool, huh?
Very nice.
We like it.
That's- And it's only 8.3% alcohol. So that's
Okay.
like
Just
16
pour a
proof.
little bit of rum in it when you get a chance. Just rum or tequila, and you'll be fine.
I don't have to run down
Oh.
there. I mean, like, let's see. This one might work. This one's 101 proof. Is that good?
That's good. That's what I was
That's
thinking
good?
of. Yep. You just pour a little bit of that in there, and you will be, yeah, you're not going to know what buttons are up or down or.
There's that.
No.
Baz
Oh, the
Builds.
galaxy smells great.
I don't know if you saw Tiny Bean, but Baz Builds just said, Tara!
Hey Baz, how much?
it going?
How's the funding going?
Yeah, how's that going, man? You got to keep us up to speed, man. We got to have him back on. I think I'll do an exclusive if I can.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's a
find out
little
what's
little
going
foamy
on.
today.
Yeah.
It's hard to
And-
pour non-foam on broadcast. I got my Midtown Comics glass.
Yeah. Erica's coming on, I think, the 19th, and we're going to get an update on Comic Palooza.
And we've got Jack coming back on, and that one will be a special one because he is going to talk all Battlestar Galactica, but specifically Second Coming.
Oh,
So that's
Nice.
he's gonna break into that one, the Second Coming. So he's gonna talk about. I call that a fan film, but I know other people call it other things, but yeah. Richard was
Baz
such
says
a
no
large
one's
fan.
buying,
No one's
no
buying it.
funding. We'll see what we can do about that, Baz. We're going to try to make sure everybody, Baz is
Go to
in need of a little bit of support.
BazBuilds.com. Check
Yep,
out
let's
his
make
knives,
sure we
which are
can-
amazing. Still hasn't done a Cylon sword yet.
No, that's coming. That's coming.
Not saying anything bad there, Baz, but
No, of course not. But anyway,
he's got samurai sword, but he doesn't have a Cylon sword. I know he started working on one at one time. I don't know what happened to that.
well, guys, it's that time. We always recognize the fans. So, Tipsy,
Thank you so much. We are here every Thursday, and we're glad you are here, whether you're here today or in the future or catching us on whatever platform it is later on. You don't realize how important it is to have a community of fans. It is important that we recognize each other and understand that we are the ones that fuel the fleet. So, fans fuel the fleet. Here's to you all.
cheers. FFF, that's right. All right,
Wow,
cool.
that's smooth.
All right, just take
think
it slow, will you please? Take
I
it
found
slow.
my favorite IPA.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Samurai Cylon. Now there's an idea.
Oh, they got I've seen a samurai Darth Vader.
Yes, we do Samurai Cylon. But hey, you might as well. If you have Tiny Beans set up, let's go for it.
Well, I can't. Hang on.
Only a fool fights in a burning house. That's right, Mr. Cylon. That's right.
Nice.
All good, man.
I want to hear more about.
I'm
I can't wait
glad,
to hear more about Duster. I'm a huge car movie buff.
Oh, there you go.
So we can definitely talk about that afterwards. But I'm a huge car movie buff. I've watched all the car movies over and over and over again. Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, the Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, Vanishing Point. All of those were just. I love the '70s car movies.
You gotta love that it's a Duster alone. It's like, yeah, sign me up. I'm in.
Speaking of that, we'll let you go. I don't want to spoil any more. It's a little spoiler there. But that was exciting.
Fantastic. You got me all set?
Yep.
Woohoo! All right, let's go. Well, hello, IFB. Great to be back as always. Welcome to Tiny Beans Corner, where we discuss new, old, and otherwise interesting things for the fleet's viewing pleasure, specializing in things that may have fallen below the radar. Lots of cool news and stuff for today, so let's dive in. First up, we are high on nostalgia here on IFB, so check out the new series Duster, hitting HBO, or is it HBO Max again?
Yeah.
Who knows? So anyway, Duster starts today. This is an homage to 70s gritty crime dramas brought to us by none other than J.J. Abrams. Now, when Abrams sets out to do an homage, he generally does it right. I'm looking at you, Super 8. This one stars Josh Holloway from Lost, Rachel Hilson, and the great Keith David. I'm told the period details are impeccable, the car is awesome, and the soundtrack is off the hook. So, looks like a lot of fun, guys. Check out this 8-episode series on HBO. Next up, more nostalgia here. News just hit about a new miniseries to come next year. This one inspired by a podcast series. I am a podcast junkie, and this one I hadn't gotten around to, but it was definitely on my list. It's Apple Podcasts' Wild Things, and it's about two legendary Vegas entertainers from our youth, Siegfried and Roy. Well, it is now set to become an Apple miniseries starring, get this, Jude Law and Andrew Garfield. Pretty cool stuff, right? No word yet on who is going to play the Tigers, but this will go into production in the fall and will hit screens in late 2026. Should be pretty interesting. And hey guys, finally news on the next season of Fallout. A new teaser has hit and it looks like season 2 will arrive in December. And get this, already renewed for season 3.
Crazy.
A very, very good sign. And in more crazy news, McAuley Culkin is joining the cast. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Really looking forward to jump into this world again, guys. So let's keep our eyes on it. That will come to us in December. Oh my goodness, guys. We have an embarrassment of riches tonight because we also have more to share on Alien Earth. I am beyond excited for this one, and the more I learn about it, the more excited I am. It looks like August 12th is the official start date to this series that will hit Hulu and FX. We will be getting a deep dive into the corporations that run Earth, beyond just Weyland-Yutani. Discover a new kind of experimental android, and get this, guys, we'll be meeting 5 species of aliens, not just xenomorphs. So, buckle up, gang. This is going to be some ride. The latest teaser trailer just hit and a slew of new images just dropped. Many we're showing here tonight, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are 3 months away from release, so you know there's going to be a whole lot more on deck. So stay tuned. Now, in reviews this week, I have a doozy of a sci-fi series for you all. I've talked a lot about how Netflix has become reliable for bringing us quality, unique sci-fi creations from all over the world. There was Dark, 1899, Squid Game, and The Three-Body Problem. This latest is a sci-fi classic out of Argentina. Check out the series The Eternaut by author Hector Germán Osterheld and artist Francisco Solano Lopez's 1957 comic El Eternauta. It was very, very popular in their native Argentina, but it's only been published once in English, and it's currently out of print. So it's probably new to a lot of us in the States, and it's wild. Another apocalyptic end-of-the-world spin. The first episode put me in mind of Stephen King's The Stand, and of course echoes of The Walking Dead and The Last of Us. It seems like a normal summer day in Buenos Aires, albeit with power outage issues. But then it starts snowing. And this is not ordinary snow. It's the start of something much darker, much more alien. It takes its time giving you the details on what's going on, not unlike what it would be like in a real-life event like this. The showrunners described the intent to spill out the details in ever-widening circles. Episode 1 has a tiny scale. It's just inside this house. Then in episode 2, that scale opens to the building. And then in 3, it becomes bigger again into the neighborhood. And by the 4th episode, you are seeing what's going on in the whole city. This is really fine filmmaking, gang. And from looking at images from the original graphic novel, it looks like they spent a lot of time getting the look and feel just right. So they really took care of the fans. And get this, Netflix has already renewed it for season 2.
No way.
And this is Netflix. I mean, they kill off shows with impunity, so that alone is a jaw dropper, right? There is also an incredible backstory here. The author, Osterheld, continued to rework his story up until 1970, emphasizing more the allegorical elements as veiled critiques of the government. In 1976, a new regime had taken over in Argentina, and they launched this brutal campaign known as the Dirty War, during which an estimated 30,000 people were forcibly disappeared, including journalists, artists, and students. And Osterheld was one of them. His increasingly defiant storytelling was viewed as threats to the regime. He was abducted with his 4 daughters, and none of them were ever seen again.
Wow.
So, by Netflix bringing us this story, they didn't just revive a sci-fi genre classic that we've never seen before. They have given back a voice to a long-vanished writer, bringing us all a story that once defied a regime. So see this one, guys. You won't be disappointed. And that's all for the corner tonight. Back to you, Pete.
Wow, got chills.
Yeah.
Love it.
Dude, I've been watching that one, and it started out really slow. I
Yes.
was like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to
Yes.
hang through this. Then I think we got to episode 3.
I was going to say 3, right?
That's when the army is fighting a specific... Oh, I'm not going to ruin it for anybody. And that's when the wife said, I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. So I'm going to have to watch the rest of it by myself.
Yeah.
Boy.
It was like...
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That one as soon as she got creeped out with the large things, it was like... That's when it really hit me for science fiction then. It didn't really get science fiction to me until it hit that scene, and then I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I said, like they're really slow with parsing out the details and what's going on, so you don't know, like, is it zombies, is it some kind of illness, is it alien?
Yep.
And then once it takes off, it really takes off. But I'm so excited that they're giving it a second season already.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And always, always so cool to discover a new sci-fi classic like this, especially one that like I didn't even know ever existed.
Yeah.
So yeah, check this one out. It's fun.
Tiny Bean, did you finish watching Andor?
No,
I haven't either.
Oh,
I'm close. So
oh boy, it's good.
I can't wait.
Andor is great. One of the Andor and Rogue One are up there, like right after the original trilogy,
Mhm.
and then there's that
Yeah.
are my favorite Star Wars above
Yep.
all else, bar
Mhm.
none. And
Yep.
and it's done so well, man. I was like,
Oh
wow.
yeah. I am
Really
right
good.
there with you. Rogue One is like my
Yep.
favorite. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. So yeah, Andor is great. I'm about halfway through
Okay.
and wanted to wait for like the rest so I could watch all in a chunk. So
Okay.
that's,
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for this
Yeah.
weekend.
Oh, it's so good. You're gonna like it a lot. You'll see. They did such a great job with it. It's really good. It's really good. You'll see. You'll see. So when you get back, when you circle back, we'll talk about it.
Yes.
I'm just yeah. Oh, I'll tell you, I am looking forward to the last Mission Impossible.
Oh
Yeah, that
yes.
previewed on Sundance
Yeah.
yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
hmm
I think so. It's coming out the 23rd, so I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, everything that you talked about is on my list. It just
Yeah,
takes
where's
me a while
Duster
to
at?
catch up.
That's on.
Duster is HBO, and that just dropped today.
Wow.
It came out
Um,
today.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
and
I have to
it's
find it.
8 episodes. I don't remember if they drop them all at once. I don't think they do. I think that's just Netflix. But yeah, getting a lot of good. Oh my goodness, the artwork alone on that poster. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah, it is. It's really
they
cool.
got
Right,
it.
that does like
It's
back
so
in the
Absolutely.
back in the bullet time frame, and
Yeah, yeah.
it looks just like those posters did.
Yes.
Vanishing Point. Like I said, I loved all of those shows.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
good
yeah.
stuff.
That
Gonna
was
be great. And they got Keith David to be in it. I'm like, come on, that's brilliant.
it's, the only way you could have done that would be Easy Rider and get he looks a lot like who's the star of Easy Rider? Fonda.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank
He
you.
looks a lot like Peter Fonda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
that's
Amazing.
kind of cool because he definitely looks like it's back to '70s stuff. That
Yeah.
I'm really gonna look forward to seeing this. Hopefully they don't. They said they said they're gonna do great backgrounds and period pieces and everything else. I'm really anxious to see it.
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard that it's supposed to be 1972.
Ooh.
It starts
Wow.
in 1972, which was a very good year. And that the music is off the hook. So, and that always to me is always special when the soundtrack like lines up with what you're watching.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, oh man, okay.
That's golden.
is
Like I
cool.
said, that's one of my favorite things is when the soundtrack lines up. Like, my favorite is of course everybody knows is Miami Vice is in the air tonight.
Yeah.
That scene there, that lines up so well, and it's
Mhm.
just chills.
Absolutely.
James McCoy, thanks for joining us. James, one of our top fans. Let's see, Dave Francoeur. Hello, guys, and Tara. What's up, Dave, buddy? Hope all is well on your end. I've been, I follow you, buddy. So, Rick says Vanishing Point was the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Who was the
else do we
star
get?
of that one? Was Starsky from Starsky and Hutch? No. Oh man.
Michael Morlock. Hey, what's up? Yeah, he likes Fallout. I like Fallout too. I
Oh,
never
that
played
was
the game,
fun.
but I like the series. Looking forward to
Yeah.
that as well. Let's see
Mhm.
what happens with that.
That's
So-
when I discovered street racing in '72.
Yeah.
I won't talk about that.
Yeah. How many pink slips did you lose?
I never lost pink slips, but
I
have
know I
raced
had a
quite
coworker
bit.
that did. He raced and he lost a couple, I think.
I was always it was always $100 usually, and somebody held it, and
And that was that, huh?
Yeah, I had a '69 SS 396 Camaro while I was in the Navy.
Oh, really?
Oh,
375
wow.
horsepower. It was fathom green, white hockey stripes down the side,
Really?
and
Oh, the truth comes out.
I could lift the front tires off the ground when the back tires stuck. 90%
Get
of
outta
the time,
here.
the back tires wouldn't stick. So, but I also
Wow.
dented the gas tank. When I
Wow.
pulled it up one time, I dented the gas tank in it.
Rick says he
So-
never lost a car, and Rob Bound wants to know, does Death Race 2000 count amongst
Ooh.
the 70 car movies?
I would say it could. Yeah.
I think it does.
Yeah. Sylvester
That's a good
Stallone. Remember that? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
Ron.
Nuts. Yeah.
guy from Kung Fu. David Carradine.
David Carradine.
Yeah.
He was Frankenstein. Right? He was Frankenstein.
That's right.
Wow. Oh, I love that picture. I don't have that one. Oh, I gotta get one.
Yes,
There you
I
go.
get you one, of course.
Oh,
There
good.
you are.
Thank you.
Yep.
Look at how gorgeous we all are.
Oh yeah. Wait till
fabulous.
you see. Wait till you see it. It is phenomenal. The job that everybody did. It's just incredible. Very proud of what they came up with in terms of the editing, the CG, everything else that went into putting it together. That's thanks to Tipsy and Chuck Davenport and Chris Marshall were all part of that. That team that made the Stranded Warrior happen. And we expect a lot of great things. Of course, Doc McAuley, executive producer on that, and the Tower Protocol Resurrection. And of course, Tiny Bean is featured in an audio drama that will have probably middle of the summer. We'll probably have a release for that. We're working on that as we speak. So there's a lot of great things coming from us here at IFB and XG3 and Tipsy Toaster Productions. So we are, looking forward to that. I also wanted to mention this. Gary Herter, since we're talking about the Stranded Warrior, Gary, who came down with Dave Turnbull, and they were in the Stranded Warrior. Gary went to Chiller Theater Expo or Chiller Expo and picked us up on my behalf. So I did not have this autograph, and so it's personalized. New York Pete, over there it goes. New York Pete, best of luck. So that's cool, right? We do recognize 1980, Galactica 1980 for the good or the
I
bad.
recognize him in regards to Adam 12. But...
Adam 12, of
That's
course. And
Yeah.
I got these. Look at that.
I just
So
need to know,
these-
did they have perfume on them? Have you smelled them yet?
No, they don't. Okay, so
Are you
two
sure?
Maren Jensen autographs.
She touched them, right?
It was a 2-for-1.
Bravo.
She touched
And
them, right?
these
Yeah.
were from a New York City autograph collector that sold his collection off to a dealer,
Upside down.
and I picked these up from the
Upside down.
dealer. Oops,
There you go.
sorry. Yep, picked these up from the dealer. These are rare Maren Jensen autographs. They're not from the same day, of course. One is from 1985. It's dated. The other one is not. The one that says "Love Maren Jensen," of course, is for none other than the Tipsy Toaster. Yep. So that's for the Tipsy Toaster, and that's part of the whole. Oh, I don't know if Tiny Bean saw the Wampa in.
Stop it.
There is a Wampa in Andor.
Ah,
Yep.
awesome.
Oh yeah, he's there. You
Awesome.
better not blink. He's there.
But is he the same one that attacked Luke? That's what I want to know.
Oh, that would be something. Yeah, so they are
We need
sentient
Star Wars, the Wampa story.
Yeah.
Actually,
So-
actually, one of the books. It is. Which one was it? Empire Strikes Back from a Different Point of View.
Okay.
It's called, and they actually have a story where somebody writes as the Wampa.
No way.
Yeah.
come
So
on.
inside that book, there's a so each one of these things, they pick a character inside the movie, and
Yeah.
it's in order
Okay.
from beginning to end, and they make the story from a different point of view. So it's one of the people who tend to the Tauntauns. So
Yeah.
there's the Tauntaun guy who's in there, and he's Luke comes in, and he's like, oh, this guy's he talks about Luke coming in and everything else. So it's the whole story, but it's just from all the other characters' point of view. It's really cool, and if you get it in audiobook, it sounds really cool. So they have
Oh,
good
wow.
sound effects
That's
and everything
awesome.
else in it. So
Very
Oh, that
cool.
But
sounds
that's
amazing.
one of the things is a wampa, how the wampa daddy goes out and in the snow and doesn't come back home, and
Hmm.
yeah,
Is
it's
in the book he's a sentient creature, right? He could
yes.
think and
Well,
yeah. He's
in that book he is so.
in the
Uh,
in
And-
Andor, he's
Oh.
part of the
Yeah.
team. He's
Oh
one of
wow.
he's one of the team members. Yeah. We don't get
Yeah.
this. He's part of, like, you see like a pan across like some of these rebels, and
Mhm.
he's got it, he's got a weapon and everything. So it's cool.
So cool. Love
I had
it.
to put
Love
it in there
it. Love it.
somewhere.
Oh heck yeah, man. And it was, well worth it.
Now just put a
Didn't
Cylon in it, and it'd be a perfect show.
uh Bert Oliver wants to know, didn't Tara recommend Havoc recently?
Yes, I did that in a preview right
Havoc,
before it
Havoc,
came out.
Havoc.
That's the Tom
Uh,
Hardy.
Oh yeah, I watched that one.
Heather-
Good lord,
Did you? Ah,
that thing was
so
like, it's like, what is it? Fast and Furious for shooting incidents.
it was.
Yeah,
and
everything
it-
is just
They said it was like some shooting and blowing
it's
up.
active.
and-
It is action-packed shooting from beginning to end.
yeah,
It's just like,
basically. Yeah.
yes, Bert's right. It had crazy action throughout
Yeah.
the entire. And almost to the end of it, I was like, okay, I've had enough. I was like,
I
come
am up to
on.
here with the action. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just need a good shoot 'em up action.
Yeah,
And
that's one of
there
them.
you
That's
go.
for sure. But I do like Tom Hardy in the what's the show on Netflix or Prime right now?
Oh, the
Mobster.
Mobland.
Mobland,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We talked about that one in
Yeah.
the corner too. Yeah,
Been
it's
watching
pretty
that
good.
one,
I've
and I
watched a
can't,
couple of those.
Yeah, that's really really good.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, I just wanted to make sure that, let's see. Oh, Paul, Commander Kane, says, wow, Marin autograph. Yes, they're very rare. George G is in the house. Thanks for joining. Before you go, Tiny Bean, I wanted to, I don't know if you remember, not too long ago, we had a subject matter expert and we talked about the Battlestar Galactica cards. Well,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is the prototype for there's the wax cover, right? The pack cover, right? And there's the yellow one, and next to it is the never released, never produced image for the second series that we covered. And this is all in the Card King Chronicles by Gary Girani. So I picked that up, and it has all of our favorite shows are in here. So I want to bring that up.
Gary, if
and-
you're out there, we're looking to have you on the show.
yeah, we're gonna look to have you on the show. So Tiny Bean, thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to having you back again real soon. So
Yeah.
stay well. Here is to you and everything that you do. So thank you so much, Tiny Bean.
Thank you so much, guys.
Excellent.
All right. Enjoy.
All right.
I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
care.
For now. Yep. Well, guys, it's time for special guests. We are really, really excited to have with us tonight John Peel and, of course, Dr. Chris McAuley, who's back from his whirlwind tour of Western Europe. He's been out there doing all kinds of magical things and creating and producing and doing, as is Mr. Peel, but in a different universe. But we have both of them with us. So just real quick, for those that are not completely familiar with Mr. Peel, you need to know that this is a sci-fi author that has been involved in some of the biggest franchises, from Doctor Who to Star Trek and so on. I mean, the credits, comics, novels, novellas. I mean, all kinds of, from BBC to here in the States to all over. And I'll read off some of the things just that I can tell you from the TARDISfandom.com wiki site. He's written, Gallifrey Chronicles, Lucy Wilson Mysteries, Unit Probe, a lot of Dalek stuff, and we're going to get into that. That's like a big, piece of, that little fandom, or not little, but a segment of, the speciality that is represented by Mr. Peel, and then of course Dr. McAuley in his own right. But some of the coolest things, I was just looking some stuff up before he came on. He's with us now. So we're going to get into the works of Mr. John Peel, who will be, he does conventions. He does the Doctor Who convention. So we'll discuss that in brief as well. We'll get into what he's up to and what he's doing, as well as what he has done. But he's also worked with our very own producer here, Dr. Chris McAuley. So welcome, gentlemen, to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. We're happy to have both of you here.
Glad to be here.
Hey, Doc. What is? Make sure your audio is good.
Can you hear me?
You're a little muffled, but I'm going to pull you down.
It's a little
That's
muffled.
loud.
We're going to try to raise your.
I'll move because I've got it's on my phone. So I'm just,
There you go. That's better.
okay. So there you go. So yeah, it's an exciting world thing. I think on another level.
Oh, yeah, you're garbled again.
I'm. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now we can.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'll put the phone up to my mouth a little bit more, so you get an intimate experience. This is a very intimate experience. So, yeah, it's a very exciting day for me. So, like, firstly, being here with John.
Yeah, you are bad internet connection there, sir.
Dr.
Jan.
McAuley.
There we go.
My love for literature and love for Doctor Who. Hear me now? Is better?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Yeah, better. Okay. So yeah, so we know John is instrumental in my sort of writing career. John was the guy who got me interested in Doctor Who, and I've been very privileged to write with John with various Dalek tales and things like that. And John and I have a new book coming out, which is a charity-based book, but it's been sanctioned by the Terry Nation Estate, and it's got Daleks in it. But John's an incredible person. One of my favorite books of John's is something called Time Worm Genesis. And an important thing with Doctor Who fandom is that John continued Doctor Who when Doctor Who was actually in 1989. It was John's book, Time Worm Genesis, under the Daleks and New Adventures, that continued the adventures of the seventh Doctor and Ace. He sort of got continuity in Doctor Who, which is really, really important. So it's great to be here with them.
Outstanding. Mr. Peel, how are you? Thank you for coming on IFB.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit of your background in science fiction and how that led you to Doctor Who.
Well, it pretty much started in Doctor Who because when I was 9 years old, that was when the show began. So, I mean, I was into Doctor Who fandom before there was any such thing. Although it was about another dozen years after that there was actually a Doctor Who fandom, the Doctor Who Appreciation Society in England. A friend of mine talked me into joining it. I'm not good at joining things, so he had to talk me into joining it. Then he quit, so I was left there all by myself. And I never really regretted it. I had a great time. There were the bunch of guys who began this in England were amazing. And one of the things we did was the first Doctor Who convention ever, which was held in England, in London. And I turned up to that. And then the second year, I actually got involved in helping out, which was more interesting from my point of view because I got to go behind the scenes. And that was the first time I met Fraser Hines, who plays Jamie McCrimmon in the show. And I've been in touch with him ever since, really. We kind of run together a lot, it seems. In fact, at the next convention, we're both doing is Long Island Who for the, I don't know, 8th, 9th time together. So, you know, we've been getting along very well over the years. And at the second Doctor Who convention, I actually met Deskin, who began Doctor Who magazine, or Doctor Who Weekly as it was then. And one of the people who followed on after him as the editor, I met again the following year, and I convinced him that I had some ideas that he could use, which was not entirely true since I hadn't actually written anything, but you know, I pitched ideas and he helped me write them. And my first professional sale was actually a backup comic strip for Doctor Who Weekly, which was huge fun. I absolutely loved doing that, because when you're a writer, you're on your own. Whatever you see is in your head. But when you're writing comics, whatever you see is in someone else's head, because the artist is the one who has to make the pictures come alive. So I would write these stories and then eagerly wait and see what would happen when they were actually translated into picture form. And it was huge fun for me. I just absolutely loved it. Which is how I got into writing every kind of media after that. I just simply enjoyed it so much.
So, Doc McAuley, are you available here? Are we stable enough to bring you
I'm
back
here.
on?
Hopefully, yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. I'm in a 5-star
Okay.
hotel at the minute. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So, what you were very much also into the Doctor Who fandom from a kid, right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So why don't you also give us a little bit of how your paths intersected, and I know you're currently also working on projects and things like that related to Doctor Who.
Yeah. Without John Peel, I would not have been involved in Doctor Who. It's as simple as that. And John always says you shouldn't say those kind of things, but they're true. You know, so I went to my local library and knew nothing about Doctor Who because it wasn't a thing. You know, it finished in 1989. I'm a 90s kid. And there was a book that was sitting on the shelf that had a very appealing cover. And it was called The Daleks Master Plan. And that was written, John had written that. And, you know, I picked it up, read it, loved the whole premise, didn't completely understand it. I had to grab another book by Peter Haining, the late great Peter Haining. He had written a couple of Doctor Who books, but I get entranced by Doctor Who because of John's work. And then about 3 months later, I lifted Time Worm Genesis, which I loved. It was a very adult book, and when you're 8 years of age and you're reading, you know, a great story about Gilgamesh. You know, John mixed Mesopotamian myth with Doctor Who, and you know, then I started getting, you know, those reruns in BBC, and I kept reading, watching. There was a BBC radio drama called The Ghosts of End Space, which featured John Pertwee. I think it was written by Barry Letts. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, John. But that was another thing. And then I kept reading Doctor Who magazine, and just kept going really. And then probably about 9 years ago, Pat Mills, who we've had on about a month ago, Pat encouraged me to start writing and start to communicate with people who are my heroes, and John was one of my heroes. So we did a bit of an interview, and we chatted about Doctor Who and stuff. And I just stuck it up on my Facebook, and it was very important to me. And then over time, you know, the Stokerverse thing happens, and I remember ringing John up and saying, you know, John, do you want to write Dracula? And John's response was, not really, but what's your idea? And I managed to convince him, and I'm glad I did, because John brought some fantastic characters into Dracula's Bedlams, and it was just amazing working with John. I learned so much from him about writing novels, about the nature of writing quickly, writing well. I then found out that John was also the author of some of my favorite kids' books. James Bond Jr., if anybody remembers this man was also called John Vincent, and I really bloody loved those books. They were a lot of fun, so I hope he doesn't mind me outing them, but it's always something I bring up because I really love those books. And coincidentally, John has also written for another one of my favorite kids cartoons, The Raccoons, and that's come out from Candy Jar Books. But yeah, so it kind of continued on that. Yeah. And then I started writing for Celestial Toy Room, which is the Doctor Who Appreciation Society's magazine. And I managed to convince John to write with me, and we wrote this sort of prequel to Resurrection of the Daleks. And I have been told that John hadn't written for Celestial Toy Room for a number of years, and that this particular story was really important to them and to Doctor Who fandom in general. So I was very privileged and blessed to be involved in that. And then John and I worked with Terry Malloy, who was Davros, and we wrote a story. And there's the story that John and I, the Toy Room, has now been picked up. There's an anthology, a Dalek anthology that I've written, that the Terry Nation State of Blessed, and John's got a story in it with me. It's the one from Celestial Toy Room, so everybody's going to get to see this now soon, and it's a charity anthology, so all the money goes to charity. But we've written like for BBB, which we can come to in a minute. We've done things together, but I've learned an awful lot from John. And I think that's very important for me to underline. An encourager. And every young writer needs an encourager. So yeah, there you go. So that's kind of my history with John. A whistle-stop tour of my history with John Pate.
John, what's it like, going around doing what you do as a a prolific author, working in some tremendous franchises, and then having these kind words making their way back to you. I must imagine that it's kind of cool working with fans that become themselves authors.
Well, I was a fan that became an author, so from my point of view, it's passing it on. I was tremendously helped by Terry Nation, who gave me terrific advice on several of my books, and he was very, very generous man. So I feel pretty much obliged to pass this along to people, in the modern period. I followed Terry, Chris and other people will follow me, and we pass it along as we go. I think this is a really good thing about fandom and everything, that it can do this. It can bring people together and encourage people.
John, being that you're a veteran of the convention circuit, you have to give us a little bit of what it's like since you've been doing them for a while. I know they've evolved. The first convention I went to was in 1977. I was quite the young lad, and then I continue to attend them. And so you've done them, I think, a little differently. Can you give us a little of your insights on the convention scene?
Well, as I say, the first convention I ever went to was the first Doctor Who convention in England, which was in, I believe, 77. At which I was just an attendee. I was just someone who was there. And it was not until the following year that I actually became staff member for a convention. And it wasn't until I moved to America that I actually became a guest at a convention. So I've been doing various conventions for a long time, from my point of view, the great thing is I've met so many of my heroes. Um, there used to be a convention on Long Island called Icon,
Yep. Yep.
which was one of the largest conventions around. You know, 3 or 4 thousand people sometimes, and they would have different tracks. There would be a TV track or whatever, and all the actors from TV shows and everything would turn up for that one. And then there would be a writer's track, so a lot of professional science fiction writers would show up for those. And there would be a technology track because it was held at the local university, so they would get a lot of the science staff in. And I got to meet a lot of interesting people, people I'd grown up reading and learning from, basically from reading their material, and it was great fun. I remember meeting Hal Clement several times, and I just adored Hal's books because his was hard science fiction with an incredible imagination. If you haven't read it, by the way, I would recommend Mission of Gravity, which is probably his best novel. One year I got to meet Last Unicorn writer, creator, Peter Beagle. And we had a hysterical time because I had somehow mentioned Guys and Dolls. And it turned out that he had just been in a performance of Guys and Dolls and had pretty much the whole soundtrack memorized. So we were in this science fiction convention, and Peter Beagle is singing "Luck Be a Lady Tonight" at the top of his voice. That's something you don't usually get. So, you know, they're great fun. And from another point of view, I've met a lot of actors this way, of course, because of they will be guests, I will be guests. At the smaller conventions, you actually get together. At Icon, you were kept way apart because there were just too many people. But at the smaller conventions, you could mingle with the actors and have a great time talking things over, which was fun. So, from my point of view, conventions are sitting and doing a lot of signing or going on panels and talking, and then just plain having fun with people behind the scenes. I've met a lot of interesting people that way that I would never have imagined. So it's great fun for me as a long-time fan of science fiction, both the written word and the televised and movie kind.
Well, I can tell you that I am also a big fan of Icon. I remember it fondly. One of my first film projects, the original Tower Protocol, was screened at their film festival at Icon back in 2004. And so I remember meeting a lot of and making good friends that are still friends to this day, going back 20 years. So Icon, great convention out in Long Island on
Absolutely.
Brook. Yeah. Oh, wow. I know that, writing, I just happened to pick out one particular work that you had done early on, and there's a reason for it. You'd worked on a spin-off novel based on the 1960s TV series, The Avengers.
Ah, yes.
Too Many Targets. Well, there's a connection to the original Battlestar Galactica, and that's why I mentioned it. But what was that like? I was a fan of the Avengers when it finally aired here in the United States. What was that like?
Well, it was really interesting because I got to meet Dave Rogers, who had written behind the scenes books on the Avengers. And it was at the time when I think the 30th anniversary was just coming up of the Avengers. And I said, well, wouldn't this be a perfect time for an Avengers novel? And Dave said, well, probably, but I don't write novels. So I said, well, why don't we do it together? You bring your expertise and I'll bring, the plot, basically. And that's what we really did. I wrote the story, and Dave put in all the factual materials and checked everything against the TV series, because at that time they weren't available on home video very much. So I was mostly going on my memories, which are usually pretty good at these things because I really loved the show. And Terry Nation actually had been a script editor for the Tara King year. And I asked him if he would mind just looking over my outline and seeing what he thought of it. And I originally began it with a gorilla hunt, a man-eating gorilla in Africa. And Kathy Gale was involved in it and everything. And I sent this thing to Terry, and Terry called me up and he said, no, the Avengers was British, always British. Don't send them anywhere else in the world. Bring Africa to them. It's more fun. And I thought about it and I was like, he's absolutely correct. This is what we should do. So I set the gorilla hunt just outside London, which of course is much more of an impact, I think. Terry knew what he was talking about, and he really gave me huge advice on that. So this was the kind of way we writers tend to help each other by making the obvious more plain, I think, So
You certainly helped me with that, John, when we played together. So that's always been an amazing experience with you. I wanted to come in and ask you about Power of the Daleks, Obligation. And have you seen the black and white animation now with that?
I'm sorry?
Have you seen Power of the Daleks, the novelization that you've written? Have you seen the animation with Power of the Daleks that's in the stores, so the restored animation, animated version of it? If you have, I'm wondering what your views are. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, the Daleks were my favorites from the beginning, so I absolutely adored writing them. And being able to talk over the subject with their creator, Terry, made a huge difference. And, I could look at them and say, well, this is what I'd like to do. And then I would say to Terry, is this good? And he would say, John, it's your book. Write it. He says, I have my go with the script. You write the way you see it. And he went through it, and he was very happy with them all, which was tremendous fun.
You did something that was also Terry loved, drop that Sparrow after the second Doctor allegedly destroyed Sparrow. You brought Sparrow back, which I thought was fantastic in a Doctor novel.
Well, that was Terry. Terry's, when I was plotting it, I said, is there anything you want to be in it? And he said, well, if you can, bring Sparrow back. He said, if you can't, I understand, but I'd like it. So that was in from the beginning. That was Terry's request, and there was no way I was going to say no to it. So we worked together like this very well. What was really good was with Terry, we'd have chats maybe weekly, sometimes a bit more, and we would talk about all kinds of things. Not necessarily the book. We'd get onto side tracks and go off on tangents and everything. But he was a tremendously educated and interesting person, and very, very outgoing, very pleasant. So it was wonderfully easy working with him. It was tremendous fun, but I never quite knew what we would be doing next. In fact, the reason I wrote the Dalek novels in the first place was Terry. We were writing the official Doctor Who and the Daleks book together, and I was putting together all of the history of the Daleks and what have you. And Terry was quite impressed. And then he called me up one day and he said, would you like to write a novel? And I was like, a novel? Yeah, of course. You know, I'm always interested in that. And he said, good, because I've just told Target Books that you'll write the chase for them. And he had never seen anything that, as far as I know, he'd never seen anything I'd written before that, because I hadn't really written very much before that. But he was convinced I was the person to do it. And Target Books just wanted another Dalek story, so they said yes to anything he asked them. And as a result of which, I got to write the chase. And after that, we just kept going. It was great fun.
So, John,
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Pete.
say again, Doc.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I think
you said go ahead.
Okay. So, so Mr. Peel, we have on occasion we have authors of your caliber. Do you have a methodology? Is what goes into your prep to start a new novel? What is there? Is there are there any tricks that you employ?
It depends on the stories, but usually I try and think, what can I do that nobody else will? And as a result of which, I come up with wacky ideas. I remember the first Star Trek novel I wrote, Here There Be Dragons, came about because I didn't actually intend to write a Star Trek novel. At the time, Simon & Schuster were publishing novels based on Alien Nation, which I absolutely adored that show. So I actually called them up and said, please, can I write one? And they said, yeah, sure. And they sent me an unfilmed script to base my story around. So it was a brilliant script. I loved it. And I was about to do this. I mean, literally, I was about to sign the contract for it when the series was cancelled.
Oh.
So the editor called me up and said, John, I got bad news for you. You know, the books are cancelled, so we can't go ahead with your book. He says, but I'm the editor on the Star Trek series, so would you like to write a Star Trek novel? And I said to him honestly, I wasn't really thinking of Star Trek. It would never cross my mind. So he said, okay. So after I'd signed off, I thought, well, if I did write a Star Trek novel, what would I write? And there's one absolute rule from Paramount in Star Trek, and that's no magic. It's all got to be scientific. So I thought, what if I write a book about magic? I mean, Paramount will probably have a fit, but if I can come up with a scientific way of doing magic. And that led me literally overnight to come up with the plot for Here There Be Dragons. And oddly enough, I wrote the outline and sent it in, and they approved it almost immediately, which was lovely. And then I sat down to write it. One of my friends is a writer called Peter David, and Peter has written a huge amount of Star Trek novels. Among other things. I mean, he's written a huge amount of everything. And he said to me, Paramount's not the easiest of companies to work with. They nitpick everything. And, you're going to get like a novel worth of comments on your book. So I'm waiting apprehensively for the comments to come in. And when I get it, it's basically one comment, and it's Starfleet is one word. I put it as two. Starfleet. Wow. Starfleet is one word. They had a couple of comments, but nothing more. So I showed this to Peter, and Peter looks at it and goes, "You rat," which is Peter. But we always get along very well. But in that case, it was just the reason I came up with the Star Trek story was somebody basically offered it to me and said, "Can you write me a Star Trek story?" Um, as a writer, if someone comes to me and says, "Can you write me whatever?" I almost inevitably say yes if it sounds like it's going to be fun. That to me is the main thing. I mean, my philosophy of writing is it's got to be fun, because if I'm not having fun, the readers won't be having fun. So if it's something I don't think I can really get into, I turn it down. I don't turn down much, but I have turned down various projects because of this, because I don't think I can do justice to the subject, or it's a show I'm not really fond of, or whatever. And I feel that, you know, if I'm having great fun, I think it comes through in the reading. People
It
can.
does.
I mean, I've read some tie-ins that are terrible, mostly because the writer is quite clearly only doing this for the paycheck. On the other hand, I've read some tie-ins which are just so superb because the writer understands and loves the subject, and I think that's what you really need.
Agreed. That's a big part of what we like to emphasize here, John, is that, you know, when a fan is involved, it always shows and it makes a difference in the product. And
Yeah.
we've seen so many failures, and we've seen so many products that just take advantage and they hurt the franchise
Yeah.
in the end. So it's refreshing to hear that you also have that philosophy. So Doc McAuley, any of this sound true? I think you have an experience with Paramount as
Absolutely.
well.
Absolutely, you have to be very careful. Completely right. I mean, when I played it for Walter, we were a coach father involved in that, and we went out and we went to put Orion Pirates in.
Doc, you're
alive.
skipping really bad.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand you.
Yeah,
Right.
Doc,
Can you hear me now?
so we have it's a problem because you're like in a what is it, a Faraday box or something, because we get either the video or we get the audio, but we don't get the two. So I'm not sure what the heck is going on with Doc
Work.
McCall.
Is this better?
Yes, it is.
Is it all better? Right, let's try this. You can just imagine my face.
There we
Yeah.
Look, Paramount, whenever I worked for Little Finney, we
carbling
originally
again.
had
There we go.
Doc,
Okay.
you got to find yourself a real spot. You got to go find another corner.
If you're
in that
using
hotel of
using
yours.
Bluetooth headphones, that might be the problem.
Oh yeah,
If
the Bluetooth.
I don't know if you're
I
able to
am.
disconnect those or
I
not.
am. Like that.
You need to, yeah, we got to get you a portable system so that when you're in the field, man, we got to be able to bring them on, beam everything over
Right.
a little package, and then he can unpackage
There we
it.
go.
Let's see.
That's
wow.
That's it. That's those
So
damn
going,
portable.
yeah.
Those Bluetooth headphones just don't work very well.
I go.
Oh, you're good.
You're good.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. I will use exaggerated mouth movements just in case.
Can you sign language it too, please?
No.
No, that don't ask him to sign language anything.
We can end up with two fingers.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, Walter Koenig and I had the same problem with Paramount because originally we had Core's father involved in the story, and then Paramount said, "We can't have that. Choose Orion Pirates instead."
Woohoo!
And we had to do that, and that was a
Orion
little
Girls
point
rock.
of consternation. But we managed to pull it off. I think it was a decent enough story. But the interesting thing, if we look at Star Trek Explorer, one of my favorite Star Trek stories comes from John, and it was a tribute to Uhura. It was fantastic. It was really good. I think it was about a year and a bit ago, John, and that's what tuned me into Star Trek Explorer. Actually, reading that, but for me, it's fantastic because I've learned how to write Doctor Who through John. And I've learned to write Star Trek through John as well, because I did have those novels. I bought them all. And John and I have worked with BBV, and we did some audios together. And John's written some great Brigadier stories with BBV as well. And now I'm a member of Probe. John's written some Probe stories, and now I'm actually a character in Probe. So yeah, it's really weird stuff that goes sometimes full circle.
That's very, very cool. John, I believe you're going to be at the Long Island Who this August. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be on August 22, 23, 24. It's at the Holiday Inn Islip Airport East in Long Island, New York. And I believe, all said and done, we're going to have one of our co-producers, John One, will be attending. So he will be looking for you at the convention, if at all possible. And we would love to do just a quick little interview from the con, if time allows. So we look forward to catching up to you at the convention. So for any of the IFBers that are here in New York, it's August 22, 23, 24. John, will you be there all 3 days?
Oh yes, yeah. It's literally my local convention. It's only 15 minutes from where I live.
Okay. Do you bring books with you?
Oh, I always bring a few books. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Whatever I happen to have on hand. Yes.
Excellent. So we can get a signed copy for those fans that are looking to purchase one of those. Please stop by. And if you get any other details beforehand, John, send those over to us so we can send the fans over to see you direct, if you know what table you're at or anything like that. It's been a heck of an honor to have you on with us here, alongside, of course, Doc McAuley, who's one of our regulars as an executive producer on IFB. But to have you on, John, is quite the accomplishment for us. Thank you for taking the time out. Any last words?
Well, I just hope people keep having fun, because I certainly do with all of these projects and everything. It's always great fun for me. And I'm never entirely sure what I'm going to be doing next. So I whatever's happening will be happening. It's going to be fun, I'm sure.
Well, fantastic. You're always welcome, John, to come back if you ever have the time or the inclination. This is open door policy for you. So please keep us in mind. We will be happy to host you again. So from me and IFB, there's cheers to you and your work. Keep up the greatness that you're doing.
Thank you so much, and have fun.
Thank you. Doc McAuley, of course, you guzzled yours and have nothing to cheer with, to toast with. Oh boy.
You have
Of all the days to have bad audio, like, we can put up a great picture of you, but when your audio is no good, nobody can hear any of the great things that you have to say, my friend.
I knew you connected back up to those headphones. They're horrible.
Yep, right away. We knew it. You tried to cheat.
Here we go. Right, I'm off my Bluetooth.
Okay.
You can probably know. But we need to announce our big news before I go. So are we going to do it? Are you ready?
I already kind of hinted, but yeah, nobody heard it from you. So
okay,
let it rip, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, XC3 IFB, we are now working with the one and only Eric Larson on a brand new franchise / television show. We're actually working on a few things with him. So I have to be careful what I say, but we're working on a few, shall we say, well-known franchises, as well as a brand new original franchise / television show. So we're doing this with the Larson family. We're doing this with with all the intention of creating good family friendly shows. And we signed the agreement today, so it's all good news.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to great things with that. Also, Crystal Lake. We've also worked out some of the details with Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
So we will be working on a franchise-related project with Crystal Lake as well. And you're in. We're going to be tying in one of the original named actors of one of the franchises that we so dearly hold close to our hearts. So that'll
Look, it's Battlestar Galactica, everybody. All right, let's not be around the bush. Let's just do it. Let's just say it's Battlestar Galactica. There you go. Everybody wants to hear that.
Yep.
Let's just say it.
Yep, that's what it is. It's a Battlestar Galactica project. It's a book that'll be coming out later in the year, and we all are involved directly. We'll be writing pieces for it, and I'm looking forward to seeing that once it comes out, with your help, of course. Dr. McAuley, I expect nothing but great things, and you have some other projects that have been greenlit that we cannot talk about yet, but you have a lot of great things going on.
A lot of interesting things going on.
Yep.
I have to say, it's all good. So more kids' books, more comics coming out. I'm up for a comic award at the minute, which I hope we get. Be great. So loads of things happening, and so I'm getting a refill of a beer. By the way, I'm in this beautiful hotel, lovely hotel in Vernon, in British Columbia, because my parents have come to Canada for the first time from Ireland.
Okay.
So we've flown all the way over. It took about 12 hours flight. Jumped in a truck, got to Canmore, spent the night in Canmore, then drove for 8 hours to Vernon. So my poor parents, who are in their 70s, are trying to take in all the sights and the Rockies and stuff.
Wow.
And then, I was out with my dad and my uncle, and we were chatting. And then the news came through that the agreement had been signed between ourselves and Eric Larson. So that was a great moment. And hey, look, all of this stuff that we're doing, we wouldn't be doing if it wasn't for the fans, if it wasn't for you guys. You guys are giving us the energy and the focus to be able to do this. And look, Eric, if you're watching this, we really appreciate, the fact that you trust us with your family's name and with some of your family's most famous franchises. That's really important to us. And we have something new coming, and I will be castrated if I talk about this too much. But we have some very famous names that are possibly going to be attached to this brand new franchise. So watch this space, folks.
That is correct. Not to mention, let's just quickly add a little footnote to your return. While you were away, you were featured front page on some of the newspapers overseas.
So Irish Times. So Irish Times. I was on NBC. I was on NBC again. I was in the BBC. I now have a library in Ireland named after 2 libraries in Ireland named after me. The documentary about my life is, the Irish part of it has been put in the can. It's really weird having a documentary about my life. I don't know what I can really talk about at 42 years of age, but I had a great chap, Andy, who was director, camera. I had cameras following me around. And there's the documentary about my life and my career will be coming your way soon. So there you go. Weird. So there you are.
Cheers, Dr. McAuley. Thank you for coming on, taking the time out from family and friends and your responsibilities. I'm so happy that we're doing things, and thank you for everything so far and for things to come. Cheers to you and the fans.
Thanks,
All right, guys.
Catch you later, guys.
Doc, have a good night and all the best to the family. All right. So how about that?
Amazing.
Anything of that? Yeah, it is amazing. So in
Life's
the wings,
moving fast for us, man.
hey, things happen when they happen, right? I mean, when it rains, it pours. So nothing wrong with that. We have with us great updates. And Admiral Bran Stimson, USS Tiburon, representing our Star Trek angle on things. And Bran, thank you for coming on to IFB and bringing us up to speed with the Star Trek world, right? One of the greater franchises. John Peel, who's written for Star Trek, was on with us a little while ago. How are things on your end? What's going on in the Star Trek world?
I need to talk to you guys about not following such big news. I mean, you had John on, and then the whole Galactica news thing, and I'm like, oh gosh, and I got like 3 things. That's great.
3 things. We love Star Trek.
Hey, 3 things are 3 things. I mean, 3 things that other people don't know.
But,
so
I don't have a show coming out. Probably a good thing. I don't think I could handle that. So good luck with that. But
thank you.
No. I mean, actually, today is a great day, right? Because I don't know if you've paid attention to socials or anything, but Paramount has finally released that the new season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds will be out on July 17th, which just got announced this morning. So finally, we have an actual date to watch a new season of Star Trek since I don't even know when the last season was. It seems like 6 years ago now. But it's been a while since season 2 ended. So hopefully we get season 3, and then of course Academy, which is in the middle of filming and post-production, will be following it. I would assume probably the early next year. So that's the good news anyway. The bad news is that it looks like Netflix is not going to renew Star Trek Prodigy for season 3, and they're rumored to be dumping it off the network completely. So I don't know where that's going to end up, but time will tell. Now, this isn't a 1,000% official yet, but
wasn't Prodigy on Nickelodeon or something? That was the
Prodigy was a Paramount / Nickelodeon show for kids.
Yeah. Okay.
It is a really, really good show. Season 2 was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, it's the gateway track to try to introduce younger kids into Star Trek. I think it worked out pretty well. Season 1 was a little rough in my opinion, but I'm an adult and not a kid, so but it's going to be kind of weird if they dump it completely, because I don't know where it's going to end up. But that's the rumors coming out of Netflix right now. It's not like official, but that's kind of the more news. But that's really all that's happening in the Trek world. The Star Trek cruise for next year is sold out. So if you wanted to go on a cruise with all the stars, and you got to buy those tickets in the secondary market. That was announced this week too. But that's really the quick and sweet of Star Trek. I mean, the comics and the books are coming out obviously constantly. So there's tons of great stuff there too. But that's about it for the TV show. The last 2 times I've been on, you guys have been upset with me because I haven't had examples of tribbles. I made sure that I have a variety here. I had them delivered for my XO last night. These are actually not even finished. That's how bad off we are. We did 3 shows, which was killer. I don't suggest anybody do 3 conventions in 1 month. And these were all little conventions. They weren't even big conventions, but it took a toll. But we sold out of all the tribbles that we have already made. So between now and July, we need to make a bunch of more, and there's even more. They're like multiplying.
I like that. I like the shiny silver.
Yeah, well, this one, as a matter of fact, is a special one. This is our 20th anniversary color. So there's a very limited run of this one. I'm going to sit him right here in front of my face so you can see him. He's not going to focus though. Oh well. But it's a blue. It's a blue with a little bit of glitter in it. You can see that. But there's very few of these. They all have weird names. People call this one caramel, I think. This one is a cotton candy. It's a fan favorite. We make this one. Both these are obviously, well, this one is based off of original series tribbles, the browns and the tans that you saw. This is obviously from the animated series in the 70s. Yes, that was Star Trek, people.
It was a good show.
And then it was actually really cool. It actually gave Gene and the creators opportunities to do stuff they couldn't do on the TV. The life support belts, the underwater scenes, the strange avian race. So they could do a lot more with cartoons than they could with this one is a multi. I don't think this one has a nickname yet, but you can. I don't know how well you can see that. There's all sorts of multicolors. We got a couple.
Anybody
of
out there throw
ones.
a name up on the chat? See if we can.
Yeah, we usually have a little nickname for them so that when we're selling them, we can run in the back and somebody can say, "Hey, I'm looking for a snowball. I'm looking for a cotton candy," and we can go digging through the bin to try to find the one they're looking for. I will eventually get
for
these
the Cylon one. Where's the chrome one?
You keep looking. Just keep looking.
Good
Try
answer.
under
Good
your
answer.
Borg or Cylon? Come on.
Good answer.
Well,
good
we are
answer.
talking about making some Borg ones. One of my members who's into 3D printing and stuff is actually prototyping one.
Put me up for the very. If you're going to sell the Borg ones, put me on for one.
All right, so $2,000 from Tipsy Toaster. That's what I heard.
Not the whole run, just one Tribble.
Yeah, that was just one. That was just one. That's the special Cylon price, by the way.
That's the Cylon dollars. Okay, so Colonial, that's like $1. Anyway,
yeah, probably 10. But of course, when you adopt a Tribble at one of our shows, you get this handy dandy little care booklet. This was put together by my wife, actually, Christina, and it's got some cool pictures in it and stuff about the Tribbles. And just like with your Pound Puppies and your Cabbage Patch Kids from when we were all, a million years ago when we were all young, you get an adoption certificate where you can name your Tribble.
Nice.
Which is kind of cute, and kids really like that. One of our members very much points out you should name your Tribble Tim. Tim is actually the name of our XO. And he's usually the guy that's running our cash register. So that's usually the joke is don't name him Tim, and then they have this big argument about it. But so for the next month and a half, the Tiburon is just in sewing and painting and building and repairing and all sorts of mode, getting ready for Fan Expo Denver, which of course comes up in July 4th weekend. Which is a horrible weekend for a convention, but it is what it is.
I went out there not too long ago, but I got the Athena omelet from the place down the road there. What was the name of it?
Yep, Sam's number 3.
Sam's number 3.
Still
the
there.
Athena omelet was
Sam's
amazing.
Still there. Still there. Great breakfast place. Well, it's a full diner,
and
but
the price
it's good.
was amazing.
Freaking really Yep.
It was pretty good. You guys have to come out again when we're, not doing masks and all the fun stuff and hang out and play some more.
Yeah, it was the
we'll have
last
some
time it was masks and everything else.
We had a
it was
time.
It was the first Fan Expo after COVID. It was actually in October, and that was a really weird show and a really weird time, and really great to meet you guys. That was weird too, meeting you guys. So
we still had a lot of fun.
Weird.
It was still the atmosphere was still good. Everybody was guarded, but we still had a really good positive experience. You guys know how to host your part of the con, and we're glad that we're able to meet up with you. So Bran, obviously, since you guys sell out of the Tribbles, we'd like to try to help support it by any means. So we'll put up links and things just in case. If you guys, whatever charities, I know that you change charities, but you do that as well. So we want to make sure that we can help and support you. Just let us know. Send us links, send us whatever it is so that we can push it, get it out there. We love having you on. You didn't tell us anything about your uniform tonight.
Yep, skipped right past that. This is one of the newer ones. This is as a TNG Admiral's uniform from parts of TNG. It's got the V center front, and the great fan sets comm badge. I love this comm badge, which now looks really crooked because I turned it the wrong way, because I'm looking at the camera. This is pretty cool. It's one of the newer ones. I did finally finish getting. I think the last time I talked to you guys, I was waiting for the Monster Maroon to come in.
Yeah.
It did come in. I did get to wear it at one of the previous shows. There are pictures, but I haven't actually gotten them yet. It's hot. I'm gonna die, but it's okay. It's a Monster Maroon. I waited 40 plus years to get that thing. I'm gonna wear it.
I'll die in it
had to
if
go-
I have to, but
Yeah,
I'll wear it.
yeah, I'll be buried in it. Yes. But yeah, no. So this is the TNG admirals that you saw off and on. I think there's only one TNG admiral costume I don't have now, but it looks like somebody's making it, so I'm gonna have to buy that one.
Oh.
That's the really weird one that Admiral Jameson wears when
Is
he
that the-
de-ages.
Is that the one with the puffy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little weird. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the designers were on. Sometimes you look at these costumes and you're like, what were you thinking? And no, don't tell me that. I don't really want to know.
So you went into the dirty laundry bin and
Yeah.
The leftovers, sew that
The
on to the
leftovers.
right and the left,
Sew
and
that
it's
on,
good to
yeah.
go.
Yeah. Pretty
Well,
much.
Brand,
Sometimes it seems that way.
thank you so much, Brand, for taking the time out. We really appreciate it. We love having you on IFB. We look forward to having you back again soon. Whatever it may be, whether it's just a local update on what your ship is doing, your area, but whatever it is, just we love having you. So thank you.
Well, I enjoy being here at any time, and actually, like, it probably would have been mostly about Tribbles if it wasn't for Paramount finally announcing Strange New Worlds today. So that was kind of convenient. So that was like, oh, I got something to talk about, yay! Otherwise it's a lot of waiting in the Star Trek world most of the time, right? I mean, we just have to wait and for the next thing to come along. So we'll see what
Hurry up
happens.
and wait, but cool stuff.
That's it.
It's not like
That's it,
Star
Brand.
Wars where they just invent stuff out of
Thank
thin
you.
air.
Well,
Well,
that's okay.
that's also true, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't move without a Star Wars show or movie coming
Nope,
out.
I bumped into another Star Wars show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
look.
exactly. But here's to you, Brand. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Here's to you in Star
Here's to
Trek.
you guys.
Yes,
Live
thank you,
long and
guys.
prosper, my friend.
Live long and prosper, guys. Everybody have a great night.
Excellent.
Awesome.
I like it when Brand comes on. It's fun.
I need
All
to.
our guests are
I've got
are
so
fun,
much
but-
Star Wars stuff that I need to get rid of.
No,
I got to figure out a way to put it up for
yeah,
auction.
pass
or
it on
something
to,
for him. Give it to
other
him so he can
fans.
put it up for auction. Yeah.
Yeah. We have John 1 is
We
in
do
the
have
wings.
John 1.
Yeah, and we are going to he has a report for us. So he has a
Are
segment.
you sure?
John, yes, I'm sure.
All right, John. Give me an audio.
Yeah.
There we go.
What's up,
Audio.
John?
much.
Hope all is well on your end. I got to see your deck, your setup. I'm anxious to hear your comments. So we finally were able to announce a little bit more of what we're doing. So
Yes, I
know
heard.
that. Yeah,
Good things are coming.
yeah, things coming, man. Things are rolling. So on, I know that you sent me some of your headshots. So those will be going. I'll pick one, and that'll be going up on our XG3 page.
Okay.
So that'll
Headshots.
be up.
Someone's
soon.
shooting
Yeah.
at John's head. What the heck?
Yeah,
Nobody
because
told me about this.
yours looks like it's 15 years old there, Tipsy Toaster. But yeah.
It's, Cylons don't age, man.
Your
shiny
suit might a
chrome.
little.
It's
Your
shiny
suit
chrome.
might-
Actually, I get more chrome showing as the time goes on. So
Your
Yeah.
suit, I think, the suit ages a little bit. Maybe not you, but the suit did. But
suit.
yep.
I got a chrome dome.
Yep.
I'm
Okay.
flying
all good.
John's
myself.
got quite the
It's
reflection
all-
tonight too, man.
It's all good. All
Makeup.
good. Hey guys, we have to talk about the Sci-Fi Minicon. Being that we
When is
have
that
mentioned
one?
conventions, that's Saturday, July 19th,
Yep.
between 12 noon to 5 p.m. Free admission. It's at the Levittown Hall, 201 Levittown Parkway in Hicksville, New York. We attended, the three of us attended last year. It was hosted by the Empire City Garrison, and we had a really, really good time. It's all for charity, and we had our own table.
They're auctioning off a 8 foot Darth Vader.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
something
doing
like that.
sweepstakes tickets for that.
yeah, they're doing all
I
kinds
think
of cool.
maybe we'll do something special next week or something where we break if we get like $100 worth of stuff, maybe Tipsy Toaster will do something stupid. Like I don't know, there's this thing that's been sitting on my desk
40-year-old
for a long
gum
time.
again. Oh,
It's been sitting here for a long
Oh,
time
it's
and it's
just strumming.
swollen.
surstroming. You get to eat the surstroming.
It's swollen. I mean, this can't be healthy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at that. That's That's a swollen can.
It's going
So
to
if
clean you out
we-
one way or the other.
If we raise over $100 for
No,
the
I was-
charity,
Let's go with more than that. That's a lot. That's a work there.
you just got to eat a little bit of it.
I'm not gonna eat any of it. Probably. I don't know. It's swollen. It can't be good.
Oh
for,
man,
this
so
has got to
we're
be
gonna
bad.
raise money for charity. It's the cerebral.
It's sticky on the
palsy-
outside. Come on.
Ah, come on.
I can't smell it, thank God, but I'm really
People do
worried
all
about
the
opening it
time.
up
If
and
you
just
go
having
to
a squirt.
YouTube, people eat it all the time. It's not a big deal.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a little coughing involved, and it's a little funny. You have some fun
So
with it.
maybe we'll set something up for that. And
Yeah, that would be
sorry
great.
for the noise, but I got to keep it in the bag because it's sticky and it's scary.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Scary, that's all I
I'm already committed for 25. I'm in $25.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm in for 25. Let's
Go
see
on,
if
John.
you guys.
Put in 25 too.
All right, so there we go. We're halfway there. Come on, guys.
Let's go 400 maybe. Let's do 1,000. Come on.
No. We started the first is get 100, and then we're gonna go over 100. But you got the 50 already. Let's get that. It's all for charity, guys. And
We'll
that's
pull it up
going
later. I
towards
mean,
Sci-Fi
maybe next week I'll
Minicon.
put it together or something. We'll have
Yeah.
a,
So
we'll
we
show it to
are
you.
we're one of the named supporters, sponsors of the Minicon. We'll have a table. We'll be there. So
I might not be there if I eat or touch. Even if I smell that, I might not be there.
You will be there because it's
It'll
just
kill me immediately.
It's just fish. It's fermented. It's not a big deal.
Oh my God.
Don't be a baby now. Don't be a baby now. So it'll be fine. The DeLorean will be there. Brimstone. There's let's see, Catherine Mary Stewart from
Yes.
The Last Starfighter.
She was
and
amazing
that's a
last
comic.
time. I think we talked to her last time. She said she'd come on the show, but I forgot to
Yeah.
follow up.
I emailed her. I gotta get a response from her. Still waiting an email from her. So
Yes.
I saw the card.
Yeah, that'd be cool if we can get her on.
Yep. Empire City Garrison will be there. Brimstone, the wrestler, will be there. I've interviewed him before when I was doing radio. Really cool guy. So of course ECG and Chris Fiend and the whole gang will be there, and others. It's a free entry. This is for charity. They did really well last year, and we'll be there again to support. So hopefully we'll get to see some of you guys that are from the area. If you can come down on Saturday, July 19th, the Sci-Fi Minicon. We're also working another angle for a possible convention that's going to take place in 2026. Looking to possibly get some of the 1978 Battlestar Galactica cast members. So we'll let you know. Right now, we want to support the Comic Palooza that's coming up.
Yes.
There's the
Amazing.
BFC is doing.
Did they announce the last BSG person that was coming yet? No, not yet.
Yeah.
No.
My
Okay.
guess, totally guess now. And once again, we don't have. My guess
we don't.
is
Yeah.
going to be Sheba.
Oh, that'd
My
be
guess,
cool.
because they're all kind of close down there. So I
That'd
think
be
if
cool.
you that would be cool. You'd be able to see the ladies of Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Other than the one I want to see, but I want to see them all.
Mary
But
Jensen's
I
not
definitely
going.
want to see Mary Jensen. Marin,
Right. So
call me.
we will see. We will see what happens. But yeah, so we are we're making sure that we also support Comic Palooza, which is coming up. The next year's convention, we're in talks. They've reached out, and so we're going to try to help them see if they can come up with something. It's an East Coast convention that's been around for decades and decades. It would be kind of cool. We'll see how that plays out. No, we don't know yet, but I just want to let everyone know that there is an opportunity for us on the East Coast to probably get to see some.
Lorette, any of the Battlestar Galactica people. We already have Jack. Jack's coming on next month, or probably in about 2 more weeks, and he'll be talking about.
He'll be back on IFB. Yeah,
and he'll be talking. If you haven't heard earlier, I talked about it. He'll be talking about the Second Coming, his take on the Second Coming and everything else, and of course a little bit of Battlestar Galactica in there. But that's kind of he's coming up for that.
Cool.
But, if any of those people out there, they're hearing us. We would love to get you involved in regards to a large convention or a group convention, reach out to us. We'll put you in touch with the right people, and hopefully get you to one location and make the fans' dreams come true. Because it would be fantastic to have a large number of Battlestar Galactica people. It would almost be like the Battlestar Galactica reunion that never was or never happened or had problems, if I remember correctly.
That almost happened.
That almost happened. So,
yes. But Comic Palooza is doing really well.
Yes.
June 20 and 22, they're bringing in a lot of both the original 78 and the reimagined. They're bringing
Eric Chu, keep your thoughts and thoughts and prayers, I guess it would be for those who I'm not going to say everybody believes, but thoughts and prayers for Eric Chu, because he just did find out. I saw on his Facebook post that he's got his cancer has come back. So,
man, he's a guest on our show. Really good guy. We got to know
great
him a little
guy,
bit.
fantastic person.
Yeah.
I just saw on his Facebook post that he's got 2 or 3 tumors in there beyond the what he says on his Facebook post. It's beyond the ability for what do they call it? Chemotherapy. So
our prayers are with you, Eric. That's something. So power through, my friend. So Erica will be with us on June 19th, I believe.
Yep.
And she'll have updates for us on the 2 BFC guests. So that'll be announced here on IFB. And so, we want to make sure BFC's having their 25th anniversary. And so it's like their get together, BFC style, Galactica style, at Comic Palooza. So that's a great thing, and we'll look forward to hearing from
I wish
Erica
we could
when
make
she
it
comes
out
on.
there, but it's not in the cards right now for us.
No, it's not. So John, you have a setup for us tonight. I'm anxious.
Yeah, we got some good news coming.
Right.
Some upcoming stuff and good news, and
we're ready to go. Ready?
Well,
Oh. John's starting to skip. Or was it me? Okay. We're good.
No, I don't know. Okay.
All right, John.
We're
I
good?
got you, buddy. And launch.
All right. All right.
Sci-fi news, John 1.
You get that soundtrack from Sesame Street, the news when Kermit went on.
Oh, I love the Muppets. They were awesome.
I got my trench hat. I'm jumping my seat. Okay, buddy.
All right.
Here's the scoop. I got a lot of time on my hands. All right. So we got first up in theaters. We have Final Destination, Bloodlines. It's in its 6th installment. I know there was 6 already, but I got to catch up.
6.
But
there was only
you can't
1.
cheat death, and if you do, there's 6 of these movies. Jeez. I'm surprised. You can't cheat death. If you do, death comes back and kills you in very interesting ways. And that's Final Reckoning, May 23rd in theaters. It actually features the late Tony Todd. I think one of his last appearances. I enjoyed Tony Todd. He was pretty good actor. And he's like he reprised his role as the mortuary guy. So told him what happened. Right. So great actor. I think it's one of his last films. That's on May 23rd. And picking up at 2 months after the events of Dead Reckoning. I missed that one too. I must have missed that one. Well, at least the stunts will be good. This show was thought to Mission Impossible 3, Dead Reckoning. That'll be out on May 23rd. Yep. And Bloodlines is out May 16th. I'm sorry, that's out tomorrow. My apologies. Can't read my handwriting. Getting old. And that's out tomorrow. Tom Hanks tries to find out this new AI thing. He tries to figure out what he's going to do with it, and he's jumped in a submarine. He's doing his own stunts. I don't know if he does his own stunts. He's on a plane. He says
I just can't get over how short he is.
Man. Easy.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Easy.
He's shorter than Pete.
No, he's not. Relax.
Movie magic makes him do everything. Makes him like 5 feet tall, 8 feet tall.
It's easy to do stunts when you're right, like that size, but
yeah, I guess the movie makes you grow 2 feet, or does it grow 10 pounds? Well, I guess a little both.
Yeah, that's what the Apple box is for. Stand on it.
Yeah, jump on the box, get the shot. Those elevated shoes from the '70s used to wear. All right, and now we got some good news. We thought this show was canceled. It's been a couple years since it came out, but Netflix's Love, Death, and Robots returns May 16th.
Amazing.
With all new shorts, animal animated shorts. This is back. It's been, I think, 2 years, 3 years since it's been on before.
Yep.
So
that got to see
animation.
That's amazing. Yeah.
13. It got 13 Emmy nods. So it's a great series. That's out tomorrow, and Apple Plus TV keeps coming out with great sci-fi. I think next month or July, Foundation season 3 is coming out.
Ooh.
But now a new series of Murderbot, based on this series by author Martha Wells, will debut on Apple May 16th. This is about a security bot who gets freed, and then he starts, watching TV and doing things by himself, and he starts getting relations with people. And he finds out his social relationships are annoying, especially when he has to save the people that are nice to him. So it looks really sarcastic. It looks like a really fun animated, fun movie series to watch. Alexander Skarsgård from True Blood is in it. He plays the Murderbot.
Oh, wow.
So this looks pretty, there was a trailer out for it. It looked pretty funny, so I enjoyed that. Good FX results, so it's pretty cool. He's shooting some kind of a centipede, but that's out tomorrow on Apple Plus. So that's good. So pick that out. And if you haven't seen Harrison Ford turn into Red Hulk, you can see him on Disney Plus when Captain America: Brave New World debuts on May 28th. That was, if you didn't see it in theaters like I had to, I would have waited for this one to come out too. It's one of those ones that just forget about it. This funny series is coming back on Sci-Fi and USA. Resident Alien,
yes,
has a whole new season.
Amazing! I love this show.
Be on, USA, Peacock. So I'm looking forward to it. He's back. I guess he's escaped from the grades, and he's back with his wife. He looks like a chicken. So welcome back. We missed you, Resident Alien. Alan Tudyk is great. And that's it. And starts in June. Ahsoka season 2 is underway, and they confirmed Rory McCann will be the new Balin Skull.
Okay.
All right. I guess I can maybe see it if I squint, but. You got some big Phil. Ray Stevenson was a great character. It stinks he passed away, but hopefully they can let it go. The season's gonna be a really good season 2. So it's already in production in London. So I hear good things.
Isn't Ashoka the one with a weird head dress thingy?
Yes.
Weird. Okay.
Yep. And Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wins, but we'll see. Well, some previews. The new Superman movie dropped. This trailer. Eagle-eyed fans will see a lot of interesting stuff. You'll see. Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, who else? Crypto, Engineer, Lex Luthor, who is it? Metamorpho Man, and they have a new one called the Hammer of Baravia. I guess this is a hero that made for the movie he's fighting. This guy right here. He looks like a Juggernaut, or
it looks just like Juggernaut, yeah.
Or although sci-fi, you're actually fighting the Elmer Fudd from the I Killed the Rabbit. But you look at the trailer. The trailer looks amazing. It's gonna be some good movie. So high hopes for it. I'm looking good for it. And James Gunn is gonna do a great job in this movie. I just hope he puts everything together because there's so many people in it. If he does it right, yeah, okay. But he just pushed so many people in this movie. I don't know how he's gonna fit it all together. But that comes out July 11th, I believe. So let's go Superman. And let's see. Fallout Season 2 has wrapped filming and hopefully will be out by the end of the year. The preview's already out. They're already doing it. So looking forward to the series. A great series.
I have to ask, do they digitally enhance her eyeballs or her eyes that big?
They're that big.
Woo. Wow.
They already knew it a third season. So it's the second 2 seasons out. So this season's they say this series is gonna go to 5 or 6 seasons, so it's good for us. Keep up the good work at Amazon. And Rick and Morty fans, another hilarious season will debut on Adult Swim or Cartoon Network on May 25th. It's a very funny adult animated cartoon. And if you have, dirty humor, you'll enjoy it like I do. So Crazy. And a teaser trailer for Nicolas Cage's Amazon series is out. We talked about this before, but he's doing a Spider-Man noir. And it's in black and white, and it's like set in the 30s or 40s. So, people are like, well, why is this? Well, it's interesting. It's something different, and it's a new take on the Spider-Man. So let's give it a shot. It's going to be Amazon. It should be out sometime next year, 2026.
Oh, cool.
So I'm looking forward to that. And so another Star Wars series has been announced. Darth Maul will be getting his own series.
Oh, come on.
Oh, boy.
We've been waiting for freaking... Never mind.
Yeah, they announced this at Disney in Tokyo and Japan. He's going to get his own series. I don't know why. People are so excited, but I'm not so excited. There's so many more.
Where's the Jar Jar Binks story? Damn it.
Oh. I want Cad Bane or someone good.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks.
Is this going to be with him with his mechanical legs or before he got killed? So who knows? And Jar Jar Binks should be on as a Sith Lord. That'd be great.
That's right. Jar Jar Binks, Sith Lord. Hang on, I got to do that right now. Jar Jar Binks, Sith Lord.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks. Please, I miss kill you with my green flavor. Misa, come here.
Misa, kill you.
Hey, if they make a Wookiee with a metal detector and Acolyte, why not? Why not ruin everything else in Star Wars? I still can't get over that scene. He's looking for the Force with a metal detector.
Yep.
For those who stomach the whole series.
Yep.
And it's finally happened. The bad guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is getting his own comic. Number 1 will be released on August 13th. So it's going to break away from Ninja Turtles. This week, Icon is coming on around. This Saturday is going to be the Woodbridge Card Show in New Jersey. And that should be it. And No Good Comics. Check out your little comic depot. Star Wars #1. A new series Star Wars is out from Dark Horse. Check that out. And that's it. Hopefully we'll have good stuff coming this summer. We've got Aliens coming. We got Predator movies. We got a lot of good stuff coming.
I have been I've got my feelers out at my local comic book shop. And the feelers I have at the comic book shop were Planet of the Apes. And there's a whole new set of Planet of the Apes, and I actually have a lot of the. I have them all now, and I got them from my local comic book shop. They're in my drawer next to me, so I can start reading those, including the a lot of sketch covers that aren't the blank covers that aren't there. So for sketches and everything else. So I have all of those. So I'm anxiously waiting time to actually start reading some of those. And my other one that I watch for is not Serenity.
Firefly.
Yeah.
Firefly. That's a comic.
Firefly. All the Firefly comics. I always get all of those too. So I have a stack of comics that I just got from my local comic book shop. It's about that thick. I got to go through.
Wow.
So,
all right.
But most of them are Planet of the Apes, so
they're catching up.
They look amazing.
Cool.
I made a new friend on that's going to come on in a few weeks. He's got a Star Wars card guy, and he's showing all the signatures and different cards. And we got Phil from Topps coming on, so I'm decided I'm going to give myself a quest. I'm going to try to get all the voice actors from Star Wars Clone Wars to sign the cards to me.
Oh wow!
Trying to get rated, and just okay, I need a hobby. I'm going to do that, and it's really hard to get Star Wars cards because everything's sold out within minutes.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
So I think I did more on this quest than I can, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's always why not have a good challenge?
We could try to go to the Philly non-sports card convention.
Yeah, that's a really good convention too.
Yeah, we should try to get to that one again. We had a good time with that. Great interviews, great buys. We found a lot of great stuff. So maybe we all
bring
try to
cash. That was my learning experience from the last one.
You were like walking around with your credit card and nobody accepted your credit card. No. Yeah.
But I have a credit. No.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. Do a pilgrimage, and we'll go out. John will let you know in advance, and maybe we all drive out there and do that. That was a great show. Actually, I took the train out. I think
you took the train out. I met you.
The train out. Yeah.
That was when what happened? The train was messed up. I had to go pick you up at another location.
Because
the train was. They couldn't get into that station.
That's right.
Or was it you did a flight? One of the time it was a flight, and you flew into another location and took a train. Oh, it's crazy.
Awesome. It was awesome.
That was awesome.
It was
Con,
awesome
right?
con. Yeah. And but the Philly non-sports card show, you picked me up also. I did the train.
Yep.
So John, maybe we just do the train. We get on an
Yep.
Amtrak, and then maybe Tipsy picks us up, and we do the same thing and go back.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah,
kind
I
of cool.
took the train for the expo too. I took the train right there and takes you right out the street. You walk right
Oh.
through the street to the Philly Expo, and
Okay.
I have my nephew. So yeah, I'll take the train with you.
Oh, that's cool. All right. So guys, great show. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Bert Oliver Bomer, our own associate producer here at IFB, puts together the battle report, right? Bert's battle
Great.
so
Briefing.
it's
Bert's battle briefing.
Yeah. That's the
Triple
three
B,
Bs,
baby.
The triple B, man. Triple B. So
Triple
thank
T,
you.
Triple B.
That's right. That's see, we got all, and there's the triple F. Fans fuel the feeling.
That's
so we
it.
do
There we
everything
go.
in threes. That's perfect. All right. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys watching us live, joining us here, and supporting us either here on Meta, Facebook, or YouTube. And we love having you on. Everybody that watches us after, sometimes in the thousands. That's kind of like where our numbers have been, in the thousands. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We do this because we're fans, and we share our love for science fiction with all of you. And there's things coming. John, the Stranded Warrior is our way of honoring Battlestar Galactica. We've put it out. We released it to the festivals. I know that you got to see some of it. And I think we've done a really good job. We're very proud of it. Eventually, it'll go public. But for now, since we're doing the festival circuit, we have obligations to do a test screening with those that were directly involved, our Kickstarter family that helped it happen.
So keep your eyeballs open for that, and also the cast and crew. We'll also do another one for that one.
Producers as well. So that will all be a part of this. Thank you, everybody. Really glad to be here with you. It's always a lot of fun. Our guests, of course, Mr. Peel, and our producer, Doc McAuley, said he just texted me, told me he had a great time. Thanks for coming on. Really, really good things coming. Glenn Eric Larson, we look forward to our new partnership, and the future has a lot of great things for us in store, I am sure. And here's to all the fans, right?
I mean, it's a fantastic fandom, but it's the fans that make the fandom. So thank you so much. We will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat place. Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard, Eastern Daylight, Eastern
Time.
There we go. And we will hopefully see you then. Take care, and once again, keep the faith. Fans fuel the fleet.
Okay, guys.